Good afternoon, scholars, and welcome back to the Restricted Collection, a podcast about tabletop games. I'm your host, the head librarian, Chad, and today we are starting... I don't even remember what number we are on for the campaign play-along, but we're starting the new campaign play-along for the Drowned City. Now, the window's open, the birds are chirping, the weather is lovely. I have heard no complaints that has been any issue for people on my previous recordings that I did with the window open. And I haven't heard much of anything when I've been reviewing them, so if that's a problem, someone should let me know. But it's not, at least as far as I'm aware. For the Drowned City, I asked myself for character selection. I asked myself the question, who would be best at swimming? I understand that that's not a question mechanically, like who would be best at swimming regarding flooded locations and whatnot. No, it's just thematically who would be best at swimming. And I came to Silas was number 1 and Rita was number 2. And I decided to play Silas. Given the campaign play-along's new card pool, I say new because it's officially shifted over to... I mean, you can still play the Chapter 1 stuff, but the baseline is now Chapter 2 stuff. So it's like, okay, I'm already a little shaky on Rita in solo. I mean, I'm going to be shaky on Silas in true solo. But let's play Silas. And Silas has both his original, well, his regular signatures and his replacement signatures. And he's one where I like to play with both. Is that technically more of a hindrance because it increases the amount of weaknesses in my deck? Yeah. Do I prefer one set over the other? Yeah. But I'm going to do it anyway because it's fun. And if I'm going to die, I'd rather die having fun. All right. The first scenario... is One Last Job. You suppress a shiver in the cool spring air as you wait under a flickering street lamp. Tonight is the last night of your employ under Randall Tillinghast, a local curio dealer. The antiquarian's latest shipment from New Orleans has gone missing, and he's tasked you with its recovery. This is just the latest in a string of risky and often illicit errands for the cunning old man. Tonight's job should pay almost enough to satisfy the rest of your debt to Tillinghast. Both of your informants arrive on time. Ruby Standish, infamous jewel thief, approaches with a knowing smirk. The plucky reporter Andy Van Nortwick comes soon after. Tillinghast seems to draw the most eclectic mix of specialists for his favors. Between Ruby and Andy's accounts, you piece together a rough idea of the shipment's location. I tracked it in from the warehouse in Southside to a few black market dealers in Rivertown. No luck, I'm afraid, Ruby says. Andy takes off his hat and wipes his brow. I nearly bought it in a firefight downtown. Sounds like the Sheldons and O'Banions are at it again. Two gangs are in the midst of another turf war, something about a load of missing hooch. It's possible the missing shipment was just scooped up with the gang's actual mark. Wendy Adams was not chosen. I should really sometimes see what that is for her. You shiver as a chill stirs in the air. Ruby smiles rakishly. What do you say to a little wager? Double or nothing. The first one to score the shipment gets it all. I hope you're ready to lose, she smirks. Before you can reply, she's already melted into the shadows. I've set everything up. I begin play at the Tillinghast Esoterica, Assorted Curiosities. It's connected to the Miskatonic University and vice versa. Tillinghast Esoterica, purveyor of sundry delights, exotic treasures, wondrous baubles, and innumerable secrets. A recent ad in the Arkham Advertiser. 3 shroud, 1 per investigator clues. I forgot to open up my dice bag for all of the dice. Okay. 3 shroud, 1 per investigator clues. Tillinghast is connected to the location next to it and vice versa. Action investigators at this location can spend 1 per investigator clues as a group. In your campaign log, record that you have discovered an alien language. Group limit once per game. One Last Job. Skulls are -X. X the number of criminal enemies in play to a maximum of 4. Tablets are -2, -4 instead if there's a criminal enemy at your location. Elder Things are -3. If you fail to discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck, choose a criminal enemy discarded by this effect and spawn it engaged with you. Agenda 1A, Arkham Nightlife. The moon casts long shadows that reach across the ground like searching fingers. You've always seen the city as a home, but tonight Arkham feels like another place entirely. Reaction after the last clue is discovered from an Arkham location. Discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. There was if I'm not mistaken, it was Duke who sat there and went, if you're playing True Solo, make it top 6. So we're doing that. One at a time, spawn each criminal enemy discarded in this way at the nearest empty location. Act 1A, questioning the gangs. You need to find out what happened to Tillinghast's shipments with the increased gang activity all over Rivertown. You think that checking with the Sheldons and the O'Banions is the best place to start. This act gets +1 per investigator clue threshold, so it's a 3 clue threshold. As a fast, spend X clues to parlay, discard an engaged criminal enemy with X remaining health from your location to place 1 clue from the token pool on this act. So ideally, I do enough damage to weaken it and then can pay it off with clues. Objective at the end of the round, if the number of clues on this act equals or exceeds the clue threshold, advance. So, full disclosure, I know this campaign's been out for a hot minute. I've only ever played it through once. Every time I pick it up, like it's like that Joe run that I did, where it's just like I pick it up and I just lose steam. So I'm kind of hoping I don't lose steam on this. I've only tried picking it up a couple of times, but I just never... It's not that it's bad, it's just like... That Joe run left a really bad taste in my mouth for True Solo, and I'm hoping this fixes it a little bit. Guts, Overpower, Hidden Shelter, Hunter's Instinct, Perception, ditch the skill cards, trying to find other things. On the Brink, Glassing, and another Hidden Shelter. Why did I'm going to say I got rid of the first Hidden Shelter, because that's a card I don't want first. Look what I found. Sorry, yeah, in retrospect, I should have cycled that one, because... I'll keep the second one, because I got that on the second half of the mulligan, but the first half of the mulligan, it's like, yeah, why did I keep... Like, regardless of the cards that I drew, why would I keep the card that's a backup fixer card, not a... I mean, I guess I could have put it down early for the extra economy, but it's not what I wanted. So opening hand is Look What I Found, Glassing, On the Brink, Hidden Shelter, and Hunter's Instinct. Chapter 2 is still new, so I'll read them as I guess I'll read them now. So, On the Brink, level 0, commits for 1 Wild Gambit Desperate, max 1 committed per skill test. If this test fails, return each other card committed to this test to its owner's hand. Hidden Shelter, attached to your location, limit 1 per location. It's a 1-cost event, supply trick traded. Reaction when the round ends, each investigator at this location may choose one of the following. Draw 1 card, gain 1 resource, heal 1 damage, or heal 1 horror. After an enemy enters this location, discard it. Look What I Found is Look What I Found. Glassing, 2-cost event, insight trap, fast attached to your location. Limit 1 trap per location. After an enemy enters attached location, exhaust Glassing, investigate using intellect or agility. That's important. You get +1 skill value for this investigation. If you succeed, you may discard Glassing to discover 1 additional clue at this location. You can trigger this from any location. And then Hunter's Instinct, limit 1 per investigator, uses 3 supplies. If there are no supplies on Hunter's Instinct, discard it. Reaction, after you engage an enemy, spend a supply, exhaust Hunter's Instinct to add a level 0 event from your discard pile to your hand. I'm a little sad to have lost the Perception, but I don't hate this. So let's put Look What I Found and On the Brink into this investing. Well, spawn each enemy discarded this one at a time. Spawn each criminal enemy discarded in this way at the nearest empty location. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So I'm going to commit On the Brink and Look What I Found to be 5-3. And that's an Elder Sign. +0. You may commit a skill card from my discard pile. There are none. I'm going to return On the Brink to my hand, because I don't need it for this, which does mean I committed Look What I Found. That's fine. I've got Hunter's Instinct, so I get the clue. That was 1 action. Ditch the top 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which got me a gang informant and a gang soldier. Gang informant, 1 health, 1 fight, 3 evade, humanoid cultist syndicate. Spawns at the nearest Arkham location with clues, except for they spawn at Arkham at empty locations first, and that is technically the first one that would have spawned. So you go to the Miskatonic University. And then we've got the gang soldier, 2 health, 2 fight, 2 evade, deals damage. I forgot to read what the rest of gang informant does. Forced, after investigator at its location discovers 1 or more clues. If this enemy is ready, that investigator must spend 3 resources or place a doom on the current agenda. That's fine. So I'll put the gang soldier in north side for now, but at least that's 2 of the 3 guys I need. All right. So that was just the first action. Second action, let's get down Hunter's Instinct. 1, 2, putting me at 3 resources. Third action, let's discover an alien language. And then Hermes action on over to Miskatonic University. Miskatonic University is one of the most prestigious colleges in the Northeast. The university's library is famous for its collection of occult books maintained by the esteemed Dr. Henry Armitage. 4 Shroud, 2 per investigator clues. Search the top 6 cards of your deck for a tome or spell and add it to your hand. Then shuffle your deck as an action. The campus is quiet and lonely. Several of the buildings have been left unlocked for students and faculty working late into the night. And it's a victory 1. Okay. Resource and a card. Alexei Sabarov. 3 cost. Ally, always on the mend. Reaction when your turn begins. Heal 1 damage or horror from him, and he soaks for 2 and 2. He's my Pete replacement. But he doesn't give me, nigh infinite horror soak and an agility boost. Alright. So 1 of 7 doom, and we find Frozen in Fear. Oh gosh. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Let's spend 3 and get Alexei down. 2, 3, and let's move over to Rivertown. The banks of the Miskatonic River are lined with docks, warehouses, and small shops in a district aptly named Rivertown. 1 shroud, 1 per investigator clues, which is why I wanted to come here. There's something unsettling about the water of Miskatonic River tonight. It ripples and bubbles as though something is moving beneath the surface. Okay. Let's go ahead and... So, I played a card. I used my Hermes action to move, but because of Frozen in Fear, it also costs me another action. So, I have 1 real action left, with which I will investigate. I'll commit on the brink to this to be 2 up. 0. I'll return on the brink to my hand using Silas Marsh's ability. I guess I should read it out. Silas Marsh, the sailor. 2 will, 2 intellect, 4 strength, 4 agility, drifter. Reaction: after you reveal a chaos token during a skill test you are performing, I may return a skill card that I committed to this test to my hand, limit once per round, sorry. Elder Sign effect +0. You may commit a skill card from your discard pile to this test. After this test ends, return that skill to your hand instead of discarding it. 9 health, 5 sanity. Leave your fears on the docks, lad. Alright, so I got the clue. And then I test will. I'm down by 1, and I don't have a lot to help me with this. I can make it even, but that... yeah, that's not great odds. +1. Okay, I'll take it. +1. Take it. Resource and a card. I got Stalk Prey. 1 cost event. Tactics. Search the top 9 cards of the encounter deck for an enemy and draw it. Shuffle the encounter deck, then draw 1 card and discover 1 clue at your location. If that enemy is not at your location, you may move once towards its location. And I forgot to... 4, 5, 6. I forgot to reveal a whole bunch of enemies. 2 more gang soldiers and a gang informant in the order of gang soldier, gang informant, and gang soldier. So I'll put a gang soldier. The nearest location would be East Town, and then I'll put the informant all the way back at Tillinghast, and then another one at downtown. So everything has gang members now. I've got more gang members than I know what to do with. We go to 2 Doom, and we draw a locked door. Attach the location with the most clues. No locations currently have clues, so we'll just lock Tillinghast Esoterica, because I ain't going back there. So 1 action using Hermes to go to Miskatonic University. And then fast spend the 1 clue that I have to put this gang informant to discard. Oh, I have to engage it. So spend an action to engage it. Then I will spend my 1 clue to get rid of it, to place a clue on the act. Okay. So that was move, that was engage. So when I engaged an enemy, I will use Hunter's Instinct to pick up Look What I Found. And we'll commit on the brink to investigate at 3 to 4. Elder Thing, -3 if you fail to discard the top 3 cards of 1, 2, 3. There were no criminal enemies discarded by this effect. I will return on the brink to my hand since it doesn't do me anything. Don't know if you can hear the airplane going by overhead. So I moved, I engaged, I investigated. Let's try investigating once more. I will commit on the brink again. Or no. No, I'm going to actually spend 1 and attach Hidden Shelter to this location to help me with card draw. That sounds better. Okay. Resource and a card, and a card. Apparently I didn't shuffle this as well as I thought I did, because I got the Sea Change Harpoon and Silas's Net. Okay, not what I wanted, but not bad. Good for committing, I guess. 3 of 7 Doom. Caught in the Crossfire. Goes into play in my threat area. When damage is dealt to a criminal enemy at my location, test Will or Agility 3. Not Will. Intellect or Agility 3. If you fail, reduce the damage of that enemy by 1 and take a direct damage. Then discard this card. Okay. I'm going to commit on the brink to be 3 to 4 again. -2, putting me at 1 to 4. I'll return on the brink to my hand. That didn't do me what I wanted. Let's try that again. This time I can't get it back, because I will have used my ability. Just looking for a -1 or 0's fine. I'll take a 0, so I'll lose on the brink. I failed. I'll spend my 2 resources to play Look What I Found. I failed by 2 or less, so I will get 2 clues. Great. Great. So I investigated, failed, but got where I wanted to be. So actually, let's go ahead and go back to Tilling. No, because I have to spend an action engaging. I'd have to spend an action. I don't want to trigger the reaction ability. I have enough enemies. That's not the problem. It's just I was hoping to use Hidden Shelter a little bit more. Because it would cost me the rest of my actions to do a thing. So like my time isn't bad. Do I need to push it? I don't need to push it, so I won't. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gain a resource, and I'll just gain another resource, and then I'll gain a resource and 2 cards, which is an overpower and another overpower. Did I not shuffle this as well as I thought I did? I mean, I'll take the overpowers. That's fine. Because enemy phase, nothing happens. Doom 4 of 7, and we draw an Obscuring Fog, which I don't care about because there are no clues here. So let's start making some friends. We're going to go to North Side. North Side is a commercial district that contains many offices and factories, as well as the train station. 3 Shroud, 2 per investigator clues, victory 1. Ooh. Action, spend 5 resources, gain 2 clues from the token pool, group limit once per game. In Northside, nothing gets people talking faster than a bit of dough. I gain the 222 Gang Soldier, which is fine. We're going to punch the 222 Gang Soldier. We'll commit the Overpower, so I'm 6 to 2. When I engaged it, I'll take Look What I Found back from Hunter's Instinct. So why I have Hunter's Instinct in here is to get back my things. -3, so I need the Overpower in there to succeed, so I'll let it ride. And I draw a card, which is Guts. Yeah, cool. I deal 1 damage to this guy, but because I'm about to do a damage, caught in the crossfire, test intellect or agility. I'm only 1 up. I'm only 1 up. I like my hands too much. Elder Thring, -3. So I failed. So instead of it taking a damage, the amount of damage it takes is reduced by 1. I was only doing 1 damage, and I take a direct damage. And then we discard 3 cards, a Swarm of Rats, End of Negotiations, and a Drawn to Darkness, none of which are criminal enemies. This is discarded. So I moved, I punched. Let's punch again. I'll commit the Overpower. -2. I don't need the Overpower, so I will return it to hand. So my understanding is now that it is no longer in the check, like its ongoing effect doesn't matter. Like, the card's text is only relevant as long as it's in the check, is my understanding. I know Silas is kind of janky. But I succeeded. I deal 1 damage, so I will fast spend 1 of my 2 clues to discard him and add a clue to questioning the gangs. Perfect. Move, punch, punch. I will investigate at 1 down. Elder Sign, +0. I may commit a skill card from my discard pile to this check. After this test ends, return that skill to your hand instead of discarding it. The only thing I could commit is On the Brink. Overpower doesn't match the skill check. If I add it, I would succeed, which is not exactly what I want to do. But it would be nice to get a card back, but I think I'm just going to not add it, spend 2, and play Look What I Found. Hey, look, to get 2 clues, putting me at 3 clues. That's why this is what Hunter's Instinct is supposed to be doing. It's supposed to get me my clue tech back. Move, punch, punch, clue. Resource, sand a card into a perception. All right. We're at 5 doom. And I found Dissonant Voices. I cannot play assets or events. Oh well. Let's move over to downtown. The downtown area of Arkham is filled with government buildings, including City Hall, the First Bank of Arkham, Independence Square, and Arkham Asylum can also be found in this area. It is the busiest district in the city. 4 Shroud, 2 per investigator clues. Action, heal 3 horror, limit once per game, a refuge for the mind or a prison for the soul. Victory 1. I want you too. Gang Soldier engages me. I'll exhaust Hunter's Instinct and discard it to get Look What I Found back. My hand's kind of full now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in hand. All right. We'll commit the Overpower to be 4 up. -1, I don't need it, so I'll keep it. I'll take it back. So I do 1 damage, and then I will fast, get rid of the Gang Soldier to put the 3rd clue on. Great. Unfortunately, I'm at 8 cards. I don't want to draw cards. I could go beat up the next gang soldier, but I don't really want to. I think I'm just going to sit here for a minute and gain 2 resources. So I'm at 4 resources. It's not what I want, but it's fine. At the end of the round, we'll get rid of Dissonant Voices. I know that's a little out of order, but it's fine. Resource Sand a card. So I've got Stock Prey. So I've got a Perception, a Guts, an Overpower, 2 Stock Prey, a Look What I Found, Glassing, Silas's Net, and the Sea Change Harpoon. I'm going to get rid of a Stock Prey. I think that's acceptable. We go to 6 of 7 Doom, and I find an Obscuring Fog, which actually hurts. That puts this as a 6 Shroud location. Whew. Okay. And we should have advanced. I'm sorry. So, La Bella Luna, 3 Shroud, 2 per investigator clues. Downtown is connected to La Bella Luna. That's convenient. Let me do a little bit of rearranging to make it fit. Okay, so that goes there. Revelation put La Bella Luna into play. Spawn the set-aside Naomi O'Banion enemy. Naomi O'Banion. At La Bella Luna, add the set-aside 2A, the O'Banion Gang. Done. And Act 3A, Face the Music. Done. To the Act deck, then advance to Act 2A. So, Act 2A, the O'Banion Gang. The O'Banions nicked Tillinghast's shipment. It's up to you to either talk Naomi into a deal or convince her, convinces in quotes, convince her it's not worth the trouble. She gains action, spend up to 4 resources, parlay test intellect or agility 5. This gets -1 difficulty for each resource spent as part of this action's cost. For each point you succeed by, place one of your clues on her. When damage is placed on her, advance. If there are 3 or more clues on her, advance. That doesn't scale with player count. Does the other one scale with player count? No. No, it doesn't. It's the same thing, but different stats. Huh. Why isn't it not scaled by player count? That seems a little unfair. Naomi O'Banion, just doing business. 4 health, but she gets she cannot move and gets +1 per investigator. So 5 health, 3 fight, 4 evade. Humanoid criminal syndicate elite alert. Force the first time she has evaded each round, ready her. Any investigator her location can take 1 damage to prevent this. Okay, so now that I properly advanced, gee whiz. So I can commit Perception to the downtown to be 2 down. Let's commit Stock Prey to be 1 down. -1. Take it. I need to leave everything in, unfortunately. And then I'll spend 2 to play Look What I Found. Great, to get both of these clues. And after it's successfully investigated, it was not successfully investigated. Okay. I have 3 resources. I have 4 clues. I'm going to spend $2 to get the net down. Silas's net. Because it just helps me with agility. And so I investigated. I played a card. I'm just going to gain a resource and call that my turn. Because I don't want to walk in there right now. Resource sand a card. A Look What I Found. Okay. We hit 7 of 7 Doom. Wrong neighborhood. Moving quickly down the avenue to your next destination, you see a suspicious-looking woman in a long coat step out from a nearby alley. You turn down the side street to avoid her and nearly run into a man with a wicked scar running down his right cheek. He takes a drag from a cigarette, tosses it to the sidewalk, and glowers at you. You step back only to bump into the woman you saw before. She smiles. "Where you going, pal? We just want to talk." Spawn one set-aside gang enforcer enemy engaged with the investigator with the most clues. Me, and then shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Agenda 2A, Long Night. Your every step is dogged by both the Sheldons and the O'Banions. It seems like the two warring gangs have put aside their beef to end your investigation. After last clues discovered from an Arkham location, I can choose to search the top 6 cards of the encounter deck for an enemy. I'm good, thanks. But I do get a gang enforcer. 3 health, 3 fight, 2 evade, humanoid criminal syndicate, hunter, preys on the most clues, force the first time each round, an investigator at this location attacks another criminal enemy, gang enforcer readies and attacks that enemy, or that investigator. Victory 1 deals 2 damage. All right. And I'm frozen in fear. Great. Let's evade. I'm 3 up on evading. -1. Gang Enforcer is evaded. That cost me 2 actions. I will spend all 3 of my resources to get the Sea Change Harpoon out. That cost me 1 action, so I'm out of actions. I'm going to commit Guts to get around Frozen in Fear. -1, which actually means I succeed. I'll take it. So get rid of Frozen in Fear, get rid of Guts, draw a card. Manual Dexterity, Gang Enforcer readies, resource and a card, so I'm at 1 resource. I've got an Unexpected Courage, Manual Dexterity, Overpower, Look What I Found, and Glassing. So Sea Change Harpoon does +1 damage as long as there's a card committed. Silas's Net, if I commit a card, lets me evade another enemy. That's interesting. Another enemy engaged with me. Interesting. Okay. We'll get to my thoughts when I see what my thing is. So 1 of 7 Doom, end of negotiations. Attach end of negotiations to the nearest criminal enemy. Limit 1 per enemy. If you cannot, it gains Surge. After an investigator parlays at the location, the attached enemy attacks that investigator. That's fine. You're going to be dead in a minute. I can take damage. Damage is something I can take. So I'm going to go to La Bella Luna, which will provoke an attack of opportunity. I will put 1 damage onto myself and 1 damage onto Alexi. It's fine. I will engage Naomi O'Banion. That's fine. She's alert. I'm not worried about it. We are then going to use Silas's Net and commit Manual Dexterity to be 6, 7 to 2 against the Gang Enforcer. Do I need to be that high? I don't need to be that high. How many criminal enemies are in play? There are 4 criminal enemies in play. I need this to work. 7 to 2. I'll pull it back if I need to. -3. If you succeeded and committed 1 or more skill cards, so I can pull it back. I did commit 1 card, but I pulled it back. So I succeeded in exhausting her. And then I can automatically evade somebody else. I'll evade Naomi. And then after she's exhausted, I will take a damage to prevent her from re-readying using her ability. So I have 2 actions left. We're going to commit an Overpower with the Sea Change Harpoon. To be 4, 5, 6, 7 to 3. That's an Elder Sign. I will... Can't commit the Overpower from my discard pile, but I can commit the On the Brink. I can't return the Overpower to my hand, but I will draw a card, which is a Perception. And that does 2 damage to the Gang Enforcer. And then I can attack the Gang Enforcer again and commit... I mean, I'm 2 up normally, 3 up with On the Brink. Nope, let's go 4 up with Unexpected Courage. It's also nice to get that in my discard pile for random Elder Signs. -2. Great, you're dead, you're VP. And End of Negotiations goes away. Great. Resource and a card. Track Shoes, my 1 card from the TCU. So 2 resources, 4 clues. I want to get glassing on this location for when an enemy spawns here, because an enemy is going to spawn here. I know that. So we'll get there. 2 Doom, and we draw another End of Negotiations, which will attach to Naomi O'Banion. That's a problem. But it's what it is. That's a problem. That's a big problem. So Alexei heals the damage at the start of my turn. I can take the hit, it just sucks. Let's spend 2 resources to reduce the difficulty of this test to 3. I don't really want to spend resources. Okay, I'm at 4 to a difficulty of 5, just on the face of it. Manual Dexterity and On the Brink. What if I just evade you? What happened? What are my odds to just evade you? Using Silas's net, you're alert though, unfortunately. Yeah, I think I want to punt a little bit. So I'm going to commit Manual Dexterity to be 7 to 4. Gets me around skulls. Please and thank you. -3. It also gets me around the -3 from the Elder thing. I did not fail, but I do need Manual Dexterity, so I'll draw a card, which is a Dreams of the Deep. That's not when I wanted to see you. And I will take 1 damage onto Alexei to cancel her readying. Okay. So... Dreams of the Deep, -2 wild. If Dreams of the Deep is in your hand at the end of your turn, reveal it and take 2 damage. Yeah, it's not great. So what's a test I can succeed? I don't want to punch her. Punching her is a bad idea. There's so many things I want to do, and I don't have enough money to do them. So I have a move action. I think I need to move out. I hate it, but I think I have to. So... unless I go for the advancing, but then I risk not getting the clues. But I'm only going to be left with 1 clue. I'm only going to be left with 1 clue when I advance. And I want the VP here, but surviving is more important than... VP. Blasphemy, I know. I mean, I could investigate. I could just investigate here. I could commit Perception and On the Brink to get myself to 5 to 3. I can Dreams of the Deep to be even. I'm going to commit glassing to this as well. So I'm 2 up overall. Elder Sign. Okay. What's in my discard pile? I can't put the Perception in this. I can put the Unexpected Courage. That's what I can put into this. And the Unexpected Courage will go to my hand. Because I don't need it in this, I'm going to take back the On the Brink. Or do I take back the Perception? I'm going to take back the Perception. Because that's going to get me a clue. And then I don't have the $2 that I was going to spend on that anyway, so it's fine. I can save the money. Okay, that was weird. Let's investigate again. I will commit Perception, and look what I found to be 3 up. Elder thing is -3. Great, and I draw a card, which is Do or Die. Commits for a Will, Intellect, and Agility. If this skill test is successful, choose a survivor, asset, or event in your discard pile and add it to your hand. Great. So I evaded, and then I evaded, and then I investigated twice, putting me at 6 clues and getting a VP. For whatever that's worth. But the important thing is I didn't spend money. Resource Sand, a card. It's glassing again. Well, at least it commits for Intellect and Agility. We go to 3 Doom. 1, 2, 3. And I draw a Swarm of Rats. Which honestly is fine. Honestly, that's fine. So I'm going to attempt to parlay with Naomi O'Banion. Lexi heals 1. This is going to get me hit by her because of end of negotiations, but I just don't care. So I am at 4 to 5, as is. Or do I... Yeah, let's spend the 3. So I'm now 4 to 2. Now we're going to commit glassing to this because I'm not using that for anything else. So I'm now 6 to 2, which puts me 4 up. And let's commit the Unexpected Courage. I'm 6 up because I need to succeed by at least 3. -2. Which means I succeed by 4, which means I need both of them in there for it to pass. So I won't do any shenanigans. I successfully get hit by her for 2 damage. I'll put 1 on Alexi, 1 on myself. That puts me at 4 of 9. And I put 3 of my 6 clues, doop, 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 onto Naomi O'Banion. And we advance. There is a sound of struggle at the entrance to the swanky lounge, followed by a muffled scream. Sadie Sheldon bursts into La Bella Luna, accompanied by several rough-and-tumble mooks. They crack their knuckles when they see you and advance at Sheldon's signal. Spawn the set-aside Sadie Sheldon and the gang enforcer enemies at La Bella Luna. Okay, so we already know what a gang enforcer does. Sadie Sheldon runs this town. 4 health, but she gets +1 for investigator health. She cannot move. 2 fight, 3 evade. We already know what the gang enforcer does. She gets +1 fight for each damage on her to a maximum of +3 fight. Victory 1 deals just deals 2 damage. If there is at least 1 clue on Naomi O'Banion, place 2 damage on Sadie Sheldon. Done. Move up to 2 clues from Naomi O'Banion to any non-elite criminal enemies at La Bella Luna. I will put 1 onto the gang enforcer. Or do I put 2 onto the gang enforcer? What do the clues do again? Actually, remove a clue from a criminal enemy at your location to parlay. This enemy deals its damage to another enemy at your location. Ah, neat. But Naomi just smacks me if I parlay with anybody. So I think I'm going to put 2 clues on the gang enforcer and leave 1 on Naomi. Each enemy with clues disengages from each investigator and gains aloof while there are clues on it. So none of them are engaged with me now, which is lovely, if I do say so myself. Act 3A, Face the Music. You found yourself squarely in the center of a gang war. Each criminal enemy with clues on it gains aloof. Action, remove a clue from a criminal enemy at your location to parlay. That enemy deals its damage to another enemy at your location. When the round ends, if there is at least one elite enemy in the victory display, advance. Okay, so that was my first action. And I took the 2 damage. So let's go ahead and... Shady is engaged with me. Sadie Sheldon is engaged with me. Let's evade the rat swarm. And I will commit do or die to this. To be 6-3. I'm 3 up. Why am I... Sorry. Skulls are minus XX, the number of criminal enemies in play to a maximum of 4. I failed, so I will take do or die back. Let's try that again. Let's also throw track shoes in. It makes me sad, but let's do it. -3. I pass this time, so I get to return an event or asset that is a survivor, event, or asset. We're going to take glassing back because it commits for an intellect, and agility, and a wild. So I will evade the swarm of rats, and I will evade Sadie Sheldon, so nothing is engaged with me. So I parlayed. I did. Or I didn't parlay. Well, I parlayed already, but that's its own thing. I'm going to try to get rid of the end of negotiations. I'm 1 down, but it doesn't... Not a lot hurts me. +1! Okay, I'll take it. Get rid of you. So now I can start pinging each other for shenanigans. Resource sand a card. Do or die again. That's kind of nice to have. 4 doom. And I draw Crypt Chill. Test will 4. If I fail, choose and discard 1 asset I control. I'm going to commit glassing and do or die to this to be even. That feels like a bad idea. Okay, let's think about this. I guess I can get rid of Alexi. Alexi's not doing me a lot. I guess I'll get rid of Alexi. I won't commit anything. I'll just lose Alexi. -2, I lost Alexi. That's fine. But, like, the net lets me evade 2 things, and the sea change harpoon can help me do extra damage. So it's just what it is, okay? So action the first. Let's try to evade the swarm of rats. Let's commit do or die to it. Putting me at 6-3, which is a -3 from the Elder thing. Great. I do need the do or die in it, so that will be committed, and I will get my other glassing back, I guess, because it's good icons. To evade the swarm of rats and evade Sadie Sheldon. Great. Great. Then I will parlay with the gang enforcer, dropping its clues down to 1 to put 2 damage on Naomi. I think I draw a card, because it was action 1, action 2. Let's draw a card. Slippery. If this skill test is successful while evading a non-elite enemy, that enemy does not ready during the next upkeep phase. That would be lovely. Resource sand a card. Track shoes again, but I'm at 2 resources. 5 of 7 doom. I can kill somebody if I need to, and I'm trying to be a little more tactful about it. Tortured Visions. Test Will 3. This test gets +2 difficulty if I have 3 or fewer cards in hand. I have 4 cards in hand. If you fail, take a direct horror and discard 1 card at random from your hand. I'm probably going to fail anyway, so I'll just hit it on the head. -2. Okay, I failed, and I lose card number 1, which was the Slippery. Oh well. And take a direct horror. Great. So I can parlay the Gang Enforcer to put 2 damage onto Naomi, putting her at 4. And then she'd be engaged with me, but I don't have any skill cards to trigger the Sea Change Harpoon. I can take a hit still. That's not the problem. Let's do that. So I'm going to use the clue off of that to put 2 damage onto Naomi. The Gang Enforcer is engaged with me now. So I'm going to... I also don't have skill cards for this, for the net. Okay, let's undo that. So take the 2 damage back, put the clue back on the Gang Enforcer. That's fine. Let's just punch the rats. Or, I mean, it's just as easy to punch the rats as it is to... Yeah, let's punch the rat, Sea Change Harpoon. It's a skull. -4 at most. It's dead. At least I don't have to worry about you anymore. Let's use the net and be... let's commit glassing to be 7-3. -1, you're evaded. I need skill cards. But next round will be my last possible round. So, can I... How officially can I do things? I think what we do is we let the... We have the Gang Enforcer ding Naomi for 2 damage now. And then we'll... I'm not getting both of them. And Naomi is easier to hit than Sadie. So let's do it that way. So I'll get hit for 2 damage, which is fine. Resource, sand, a card. Guts, not what I wanted. 6 of 7 Doom, and we draw into Darkness, put into play in my threat area, limit 1 per investigator, and my maximum hand size is reduced by 3. That's fine. When your turn ends, if you have no cards in hand, discard Draw into Darkness. That's... no. It's what it is. So I can parlay with Naomi. Because it's when that... So the Gang Enforcer wouldn't have triggered to hurt me because it's... The parlay has that enemy do its damage. So we're gonna parlay with Naomi to get the Gang Enforcer angry with me. Then we're going to attack the Gang Enforcer with the Sea Change Harpoon and be 5-3. Elder Sign, thank goodness. Oh, goodness. I'll take the Overpower, because it'll go back to my hand, and it will draw me a card, which is Syndicate Obligations. After I spend 1 more resources, take a damage. I'm not spending resources, but the Gang Enforcer is dead. So I have 1 action left. We'll commit the Overpower and the Glassing to attack Naomi O'Banion. Please and thank you. -3 from the Elder Thing. I'll draw a card from Overpower, which is an On the Brink. So Naomi O'Banion is defeated. I will take 2 damage from Sadie Sheldon, which puts me at 8 of 9 damage. I wasn't expecting damage to be the reason I almost die. And then a resource and a card, putting me at 4 resources. And when the round ends, if there's at least 1 elite enemy in the victory display, there is. Whew, gang wars. As the conflict erupts into outright bloodshed, you locate a small crate labeled Tillinghast Endeavors in a back room. Keeping low to the ground, you scamper through the fight and back out to the cold evening air. The sound of shattering glass and heavy blows emanates from the building behind you. Ah, applesauce, a voice says above you. A compact figure clad in black slides down a rappelling line and removes their mask. I had a whole heist plan, you know? An informant. Calling card even, Ruby says, tossing a yellow rose onto the pavement. I didn't think you could just walk in and ask politely, but I guess you won fair and square. That's why that's a yellow rose in the new art, because it's Ruby Standish. I forget what the card is, but it's that rogue card with the yellow rose. Got it. I'm on board. R1. I guess I should note also that I something alien language. R1. Okay. I'm alive! You return to Tillinghast Esoterica with both the shipment and Ruby Standish. The jewel thief sulkily admits you beat her little wager and promised you a drink after, with no mention of the double or nothing she promised. A silver bell rings as you step into the familiar musty curio shop. Within moments, Randall has the box open on his desk. Inside it is a small jade green idol wrapped in cloth. I could not be more impressed, Tillinghast says. His eyes glitter as he appraises the green figurine. As you look at the idol, your head swims. Ruby paces the foyer of the shop nervously and addresses your employer sharply. All right, Tillinghast, we held up our end of the bargain. Where's our cut? The shop door rings again, and as Andy returns, Randall seats himself behind his desk and peers at you and the others over steepled fingers. My suspicions have been confirmed. The relic is genuine. Well done. What if I told you I had an offer too good to refuse? Record that Ruby lost the bet, and I earn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 XP. I'll take it. We discovered the depths symbol, and we earned 7 XP. I did just kind of have the realization, if I refuse his offer, I will have ended the campaign, which would be a win? Well, it's not a win, but it would be a... I'm just like, it would be cheeky of me to end the CPA like that. What you have recovered is no mere curio. It was bought at great expense from a dealer in Egypt who inherited it from a relative who bought it in Peking. You know how it goes. Randall smirked as you admire the ancient artifact. It is a vaguely humanoid figure sitting in a stooped position with a heavy octopoid head and squid-like features. There's something malevolent in its expression, something unwholesome in the very way it was sculpted. You find it difficult to look away. This is a singular relic of prehistoric, dare I say, pre-human origins. Randall's voice breaks the spell. The rest of the eccentric antiquarian story boggles the mind. He describes a record of some ancient cosmic struggle and how he believes that all of Earth is on the cusp of an apocalypse, much like the one that destroyed the statue's creator. In all of human history, in every separate mythology, there exists a story of a great flood, a cataclysm. There are legends of a great city-state, a bastion of knowledge and might that sank beneath the waves. Humankind has named it many things: Atlantis, Mu, Lemuria, but this true name, the name that predates history, is Riley. Or Riley, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Through much painstaking research and the assistance of a mad sailor named Gustav, I have pinpointed the relative coordinates of the ancient city, a stretch of ocean in the South Pacific where many sailing vessels have shipwrecked or disappeared with no explanation. Which brings me to my offer. I need someone bold and resourceful to lead an expedition to the ancient city. Someone to bring back evidence of its ancient knowledge, study its secrets, record its wonders. I need that person to be you, Randall says, looking at you, then to Ruby and Andy. Should you accept, I shall absolve you of any remaining debt and provide you enough money to retire comfortably, very comfortably, and of course, lend my assistance for your other concerns. Your mind wanders back to what those other concerns were. So I will figure out what my task is. I'll read it out and everything when I review them, and I'll be back for episode 2, where I will have accepted his offer that I cannot refuse, and go from there. So, as always, if you want to get in contact with me, feel free to reach out to me at therestrictedcollection@gmail.com. Otherwise, you can find me around on Discord and Reddit as Head Librarian Chad. Thanks for listening.